Well, I've decided that we might as well go over Mormon Shaggy's little hot take on my video going over the Drunken Surfer homoerotic fan fiction stream there. Because I'm not 100% sure, really, if Mormon Shaggy here is even going to keep up this fucking stream. Apparently, according to Mormon Shaggy, people really want to flag his ass down. So there's a chance that his channel, might get taken down soon. Or maybe Morgan Shaggy will just say fucking and delete the stream entirely. I really don't know right now. But I figure we might as well just get this over with before, it goes away forever. So anyway, I'm getting up to the part where he starts going over my video. He just started rambling on about how DJ Axel is a fucking Norwegian lord, something to do with Vikings, shit like that. Anyway, I'm gonna hit play. Let's get into this.
It's going to be a boring show if people don't call in.
Right now he is complaining that people do not want to call him and talk to him because he is very, very lonely.
Yeah, there's fuck all going on. Fuck all happening.
Let me just turn up the volume a bit.
You know what? For the record, let's see. No, I'm not opening that can of worms. No. I don't know. I don't know. Shit's boring right now. Like, it doesn't seem that anything's really going on. What, you want to listen to me talk about PPP? You want us to watch some DACA DACA? You want to do that? I don't. I can't really watch that shit. I unironically can no longer watch. Like, they did this bog hog thing. Oh, God. And, I'm just not gonna. I mean, I can't. I have to imagine. I have to imagine what Andy's father is thinking. Seeing his son run around with this fat kid. And that's basically what PPP looks like to Andy's dad at his age. Is this basically an autistic fat kid, and they're running around, just making retards of themselves. I mean, I can only imagine to have a son. I mean, right now shit's going poorly, but I've accomplished some shit in my life. Yeah, it was fucked up by the fucking alphabet cult, but I mean, I've actually put my time into shit that matters. I can't imagine having a son who, at Andy's age, has nothing more to his name than running around making an ass of himself on the internet. And now, at this late stage in life, he's produced this video, The Bog Hog, which, I mean, it's worse than a really, really old Channel Awesome video. It's not funny. If anything, I would say that it's Ashton flapping around autistically while Andy's all, I was gonna win, but then I was cursed, and I was in a bog with a hog, and it was weird. And it's like, yeah, this is great content. I'm sure Ethan Ralph is seething.
Well, he was seething because immediately after finding out that Andy Warski and PPP had uploaded that fucking video to the Daka Daka channel, the first thing that Ralph did was he posted a picture of Andy Warski's passport to fucking Cal. So, yeah, Ethan Ralph was pretty fucking seething about that, alright.
Like, that's the thing. I don't I don't care about Ethan Ralph. The only reason I ever talk about Ethan Ralph is because PPP obsesses over Ethan Ralph.
Well, PPP quote unquote obsesses over Ethan Ralph because Ethan Ralph is a gigantic fucking lolcow. People have argued that Ethan Ralph is the new fucking Christian. You want to know something? I can't say I blame these people for thinking it. I'm in the same camp as them as well.
And the only reason I really obsess over PvP to this degree is because there's no one else here. Like, I wish there was someone other to talk about. I'm fucking tired of that fat fuck, really. But who else is doing anything? There's a reason he has so many fucking subscribers. Like, it's because there's nothing else to watch. He's the only one unironically putting on a show. Like, here I am, up, like, voicing my opinion to, like, 8 fucking people. 7 fucking people, right? This isn't a show. This is me complaining to the internet. Literally just me bitching online. The only show going is Ashton, so of course he has a huge audience. It's the only show on this so-called channel. Or program, whatever the fuck. If this sector was like a TV channel, it would be just fucking static except for that fucking Kino Casino show. I know what we can do. Right? Look,
Oh boy, here we go. Strap yourselves in. Mormon Shaggy's about to go over my fucking video about Surfer's gay erotic fanfiction.
take no joy in this. Okay, I don't. Partially because the guy calls me a faggot too. But,
Well, doesn't everyone on the internet call you a faggot, though?
I think it's relevant. And I'm just gonna say in advance so he can't act butthurt about it. I have a great respect for Surfer. Anyone who watches my channel will tell you that they actually most people say I have too much respect for Surfer. That I treat him with a level of deference that is not reciprocated.
You sure you actually treat Surfer in respect and secretly secretly wish that you want Surfer's penis inside you? Sure, I have a lot of respect for Surfer and just don't want Surfer's penis deep inside you. I think it's the latter rather than the former. But then again, what would I know,
And you know what? As a man who unironically has a far greater understanding of Scripture than I will probably ever possess, as a man who can do complicated mathematical equations that look like magic to me, I do have a great respect for him. I have a great admiration for him as a theologian. Whatever was good in PPP, in terms of his study of Scripture, his theology, that only lives on in Surfer. Surfer is the only one studying that ancestral biblical library. That is his legacy now. But, all that aside, Surfer has been fucking up Royal lately, in my opinion. Fucking up Royal. Largely because the religion that, Christianity is a complicated faith, and there's many branches to that tree, and
It really shouldn't be that fucking complicated. I mean, all you gotta do is just believe that God created the heavens and the earth, believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and the Savior of humanity, and abide by the teachings of Jesus Christ, so that you may not only become a good person spiritually, but you can also do right by your fellow man. And then when you die, you get to go to that big old country club in heaven that we call heaven, you know? It really shouldn't be that fucking complicated.
Starting to think that surfers sitting on a rotten branch, so to speak. You know, the Latter Day Saints is a healthy branch of the tree of Christ, right? It's a healthy, strong, firm branch. But you know, I noticed that surfers' accusations of heresy, of Joseph Smith being a flawed individual, this is mostly projection. I think it's church envy. I think Surfer has a really bad.
So, Drunken Surfer is not right when he claims that Joseph Smith was a flawed fucking human being. I mean, Joseph Smith, according to him, literally found fucking tablets in the earth saying that I guess heaven is like in North America. These people literally can't even fucking drink coffee. There's a reason why the people that fucking created South Park put on a successful play, apparently going over the fucking history of fucking Mormonism there. So let that sink in. Anyway.
Case of church envy. And because of the false teachings of his church, his dark, cold, broken church, um, he makes I would say these tactical errors. The first one was, I mean, Ethan Ralph does not tolerate any fucking dissension in the ranks. That's why I don't want to be a regular on the kill stream. I'm honored to be a guest, because being a guest in someone's home, you show them a level of respect and deference that's warranted. They are the host. You are in their house, and you are respectful, or you're thrown out. Now, trying to be a regular on the kill stream, that's basically renting a room in Ethan's house. Now you're living under his roof, and you have to follow his rules. And I couldn't live like that, you know.
Well, I don't think anyone would ever want to live in Ethan Ralph's Mexican mud hut with a tin roof right now. Unless, of course, you're that fucking desperate to have a roof over your head, but even then.
Uh, but one thing is, you don't fucking move into that house. You don't join that crew. Unless you're damn sure you want to be there, because there's no real retirement plan, as Gator found out the hard way. If you leave, they kick your ass out the door. They make sure to plant their boot in your ass on the way out. You know, following that, I was really worried about Surfer. But he seemed okay. Another thing I have a great respect for in regards to Surfer's character, is his ability to withstand shit that would just cause me to spiral into a terrible depression. The man has an incredible level of emotional fortitude. I don't mind admitting I do not possess. That said, he that may have been somewhat of a or what do you call it? A drawback. That may have been something of a character flaw in this instance, because he didn't.
I know what you're thinking. Oh, Jesus Christ, Alistair, this is so goddamn boring. Can you please skip to the part where he talks about you? Much as I would love to, this is still currently going live, and again, I really don't know if this fucking stream is gonna get taken down or not. So I'm literally on the fucking clock with this shit. So we're just gonna have to bear with Mormon Shaggy rambling on about how he's fucking weak emotionally, and how Surfer's better than him with his emotional fortitude thing for just a little bit longer, hopefully.
Slow down at all. He called himself a member of the a Gunt Sovereign, and I'm not sure what the plan there is, but if again, I'm not going to get into that, because if he was me, he would do as I would do, and if I was him, I would do things his way. So saying what I would do in that situation is fucking pointless. So I'll just move on to the next real fuck up he made, in my opinion. It's pretty damned obvious, which was to essentially side with Warhammer on anything. Warhammer is not a harmless retard. He's actually a very dangerous idiot. That's a very different thing. Getting involved with Warhammer always backfires. Always. Don't engage with him unless you absolutely have to. You know, Surfer did not have to. No one sent Warhammer in his direction. Surfer, of his own volition, chose to get in bed with Warhammer, and he chose to do so publicly. Now, as a result of this, he made this stream, The Gayest of Ops, in which he...
So, I know Mormon Shaggy just said that apparently Warhammer is not the harmless idiot that Surfer likes to, claim that Warhammer is, but does Mormon Shaggy actually have proof that Warhammer is such a very dangerous individual? Because the last time I checked, excluding the parole officer, uh, the only thing I've noticed about Warhammer is that apparently he thought he was getting gang stalked at a McDonald's once. He had a god awful debate with the Dynamo in which the Dynamo kept screaming he was a big baby the whole time to Warhammer. And apparently, a while back, he was planning on going to the FBI to get Godspeed and the Plate Gang reported for sending him random shit from Amazon to his house. So if you got evidence that Warhammer is indeed a very dangerous man, please do show us all the evidence that supports your claim that Warhammer is indeed a very dangerous hombre.
criticized me and Axel for he made two very big mistakes here. First, he criticized me and Axel for calling the cops on Warhammer, saying it was an illegitimate use of the forces of law.
Well, it was. You and DJ Axel called up Warhammer's parole officer to complain that Warhammer is a racist on the internet. Which, last time I checked, is not a fucking crime in the United States of America. Maybe a crime where DJ Axel is from, but it's definitely not a fucking crime in the good old US of A. The only time it would actually be a crime is if Warhammer said a bunch of racist stuff and then proceeded to commit hate crimes. But even then, the shit that Warhammer had said on the internet, all the racist stuff, would just be used as, well, evidence in his court case. So
would hope with what had happened to me recently with the swatting, he will have changed his opinion there. But
now, Mormon Shaggy likes to go on and on and on about how he got swatted recently, and yet the only evidence we have of Mormon Shaggy apparently getting swatted so far is just what Mormon Shaggy is saying right now. So you'll forgive me if I'm taking Mormon Shaggy's claims that he was swatted with a gigantic fucking grain of salt.
I can see why he had it at the time. But I still have to disagree with it because Warhammer needs to be institutionalized. That man needs to be kept off the internet for his own safety and the safety of others. This was not an inappropriate...
Well, why? Okay, again, excluding the fact that Warhammer has a fucking parole officer for some reason, the only thing that I've noticed Warhammer has done is, well, claim that he was getting gang stalked in a McDonald's once, did a disastrous live stream debate with the Dynamo, and apparently he called the FBI on the fucking Plate Gang. That's all I've noticed fucking Warhammer done. So, why does Mr. Warhammer need to go to the fucking funny farm? please explain this. Because I'm literally fucking confused right now.
Use of anything. Um, you know, Surfer then decided to pick a fight with Axel. That's not a good idea because that dude is incredibly talented when it comes to banter, thinking on your feet, quips, witticism, shit like that. And Surfer, that's not his area of expertise. Surfer is, a smart man in many regards, but it was there was no contest. And
When you're done watching this video, I would like for you all to go up to Urban Dictionary and just type in double dutching, because something tells me that Mormon Shaggy here would really love to get into some double dutching with Drunken Surfer and DJ Axel with the way he's praising them right now. Maybe it's just me, you know.
that happened publicly on two different channels. Basically 100 viewers live. And as a result of that mistake, not only did he get humiliated, but Ashton saw this and inevitably basically made him one of the jokers on their show. Again, subjecting him to mockery and abuse. Now, if that...
Well, I mean, Surfer did deserve it. I mean, as I've stated, you know, Drunken Surfer went on this gigantic homosexual tirade on how he has these fantasies about Mormon Shaggy playing around with DJ Axel's prostate in DJ Axel's shed in his parents' backyard. So I really cannot blame PPP for wanting to have a little laugh at Surfer's expense, especially for that shit there.
Were not enough. He's attracted the attention of some... Well, if this is who we think it is, a seriously autistic individual. This is a person by the name of Alistair Mycroft.
Hey, that's me.
It might be just someone using that name, but if it's actually Alistair Mycroft, and we believe it is, well, anyway, I'm going to play...
Yes, there's a good chance that the person who made the video going over Drunken Surfer's homoerotic rant might not actually be Alistair Mycroft. You know, might just be a fucking deep fake there. uh, you see why now I wanted to talk about this little segment of Mormon Shaggy's stream here now? You see now why?
The vid here, and again, this isn't hate for Surfer. I like Surfer. I hope that made that clear. I consider him a friend.
Yes, you've made it abundantly clear that you really, really, really like Surfer. And that you secretly wish to have his penis deep inside you.
You know, but, like, he's been making fucking stupid decisions. And he does not hesitate to criticize me in some pretty fucked up ways. In fact, one of the other seriously fucked up and bad decisions he made was to initiate a fan fiction of sorts. Well, you'll hear this guy talk about it. I've already mentioned this, and here's the thing: I wasn't the only one to notice this. It's just very, very series of very bad decisions on his part.
I think it's safe to say that anyone who watched that fucking Drunken Surfer stream came to the same fucking conclusion myself and Mormon Shaggy had when it comes to that little surfer rant. I legitimately do not think you can find anyone who thought that Mormon Shaggy liked playing with DJ Axel's prostate as nothing more but homoerotica. I legitimately do not think you can find someone who would disagree with that statement, okay? It's pretty much an open and shut case.
Again, This is all in the hopes that Surfer. I'm not going to tell another man what to do. But I wouldn't be a good friend if I didn't point out that I think this is some really bad decisions, and I would have brought it up privately, but a lot of this shit's already public, and I don't know. I'm gonna be making my comments over this video because I don't agree with all of it. I think some of the shit that's thrown at Surfer here is unfair, but I mean, this was the content today.
You hear that? This is the content of the day for Mormon Shaggy. A video I literally did going over a brief segment of Drunken Server's stream from a couple of days ago.
Questions I often One of the questions I often have lingering in the back of my mind when it comes to talking about the various locales and special individuals I've been covering on this channel for quite some time is...
Now, Surfer is not a locale.
Also, you expect me to believe that fucking homoerotica shit he was rambling on about you and DJ Axel is totally normal? That totally doesn't sound like something a fucking locale would start rambling on. It totally sounds like something a complete and total fucking normal person would do. Yeah, okay, sure. I'm gonna have to press a big ol' X to doubt on that.
I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. Cog is not a lolcow. A lolcow.
Oh yeah, Cog is definitely not a fucking lolcow. Okay, sure, granted, this is the same fucking cognitive thought that literally started crying hysterically that people were making fun of him for getting cucked by a fucking meth addict on the internet back in 2019. And yeah, sure, this is also the same fucking cognitive thought who on Christmas Day of 2021, literally last fucking year, he decided that he was gonna fucking fire up a live stream and start complaining and whining and bitching and moaning that he got his little heart broken. But no, seriously though, cognitive thought is definitely not a fucking locale, even though I just fucking provided evidence that states otherwise.
Is someone who is always funny all the time. I cannot stand the degradation of the term lolcow. Some of Surfer's Bible studies have been very interesting. Some of them have legit put me to sleep. None of Surfer has never produced anything that could be considered lolcow content.
The homoerotic fanfiction between you and DJ Axel inside DJ Axel's shed says otherwise.
If you showed, if you sit the average person, anyone off the street, and have them watch literally 5 minutes of Dayton Hypernova, they will be left with an extreme emotional reaction of disgust, amusement, confusion, horror, amusement, sorrow. They will feel something extreme. You can play Surfer for a full 2 hours or 3 hours, and maybe he says something racist. That might be.
Maybe? Maybe Drunken Server, the man who wears Murdoch t-shirts unironically, would say something racist. Maybe? Maybe. I really don't think so.
A little shocking. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he.
I mean, the only thing I could really say that Surfer would do, maybe, is show his penis again, like he did on the fucking pork chop stream a while back. But, again, that's the only thing I could think about that Surfer maybe would do.
He fucking says something bad about someone else's religion. Something you wouldn't hear on television today. Maybe he recommends a forbidden text or a evil book, something like that. I don't know. But it's not gonna get that sort of reaction. People who present themselves as experts on lolcows and then immediately point at someone who is not a lolcow to me, that's like someone who presents himself as an expert on sheep and then points to a goat.
What?
A goat is not a sheep.
What is possessed?
Shaggy, everyone already knows the difference between a fucking goat and a sheep. It's really not that hard. You can go on fucking Google and you can literally type into the fucking Google search bar, what is the difference between a sheep and a goat? And you will get the answer in the blink of a fucking eye. Even faster than that. But in all honesty, I just gotta ask, what made Mormon Shaggy suddenly the go-to expert when it comes to fucking locales on the internet? Who gave Mormon Shaggy the permission, the honor, to become the locale expert? You know, much like how I wasn't there to cast my vote to make PPP the quote-unquote tribal chief, I definitely was not there when we were holding elections to make Mormon Shaggy the locale expert. So, again, who gave you, Mormon Shaggy, the right to be the expert on fucking locales?
You to be a fucking moron on the internet. Why have you decided that you are going to spur the fuck out and have a complete and total meltdown on the internet where thousands upon thousands, if not millions upon millions of people can watch you implode on yourself?
Now, what I like is this about this channel is it's ye olde black screen. It's just the guy just put his phone down and started talking next to it, like I used to do. But I don't. I mean, he's got a point. Surfer did sort of make decisions I do not understand. Maybe it's some 40 chess shit I don't get.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that. I am of the utmost belief that Drunken Server had a complete and total fucking mental breakdown when it comes to this whole homo-erotic thing. This is not a evidence of fucking 4D shit at all. Quite the opposite, in fact.
Personally, I want to see. I want to see Surfer running a much better show than Ashton. He can't right now. He's got a job. He's got other shit he's doing. But I would say that going at it, making all this shit public, um, you know, that was doing that publicly, sniping like that. There were other ways to handle it that would not have had such disastrous consequences.
There are various reasons as to why people indeed decide they're going to be complete and total idiots on the internet and continue to do so.
Well, usually I think Surfer's pretty smart. I actually think he's pretty insightful. That's why I'm surprised that he's been making really stupid decisions lately. I don't think calling him a moron and shit is fair. This is the part that I don't agree with. Like, this guy's describing Surfer as someone he isn't. Like, Surfer is not lolcat by any measure.
Yeah, you basic.
Surfer went on this gigantic fucking tangent about how you and DJ Axel have been having this weird homosexual relationship inside DJ Axel's shed. And you expect me to believe that's not fucking locale-esque style behavior? You honestly expect me to fucking believe in that shit?
He made some really fucking dumb decisions recently. But I don't think it's fair to attribute to him a history of eccentric or stupid behavior that, it's not warranted. I think that this guy, right out of the gate, comes out at Surfer with shit that's not warranted. I had a real problem trying to figure out how to make a comment on this video because there's that.
Yeah, and the most you can fucking come up with is the reason why DJ Axel lives in a fucking shed in his parents' backyard is because DJ Axel is a fucking minor nobleman in Norway. That is literally the only fucking comment he can come up with.
There's a lot of truth here and a lot of bullshit. Out of the gate, it's not a fair thing because it presents Surfer as a clown when that's not who he is. If it was a clown doing stupid shit, if Surfer was a lolcow, this video wouldn't be necessary because nothing he did would have been out of the norm.
They literally think they're in the right and everyone else is in the wrong. The case of herd ego there, pretty basic.
Yeah, I'd agree with that part.
They just don't understand why they're doing can be perceived as fucking lolcow-esque behavior to others. Perhaps they secretly enjoy the attention. They enjoy people saying mean words to them on the internet.
This guy had an abusive father growing up. You can just tell that's some shit that a really fucked up dude says when he beats his wife and kid, or says just fucked up shit. Again, I wouldn't, if this vid was complete bullshit, I wouldn't be showing it. But
Okay, is Mormon Shaggy implying that because I had mentioned that maybe some locals enjoy, there's a chance that maybe there are some locals out there who enjoy having people mock them because there's a chance that some of these locals enjoy the negative attention that they get? Is Mormon Shaggy implying that because of that, because of what I just said, that means that I've had an abusive upbringing? Is that what Mormon Shaggy is trying to imply here? I am legit fucking flabbergasted right now. I guess this is what Mormon Shaggy is trying to imply. I'm just gonna shut up and I'm just gonna hit play.
he says stuff that's fucked up, and when he does, I'm gonna point it out. What's fair is fair, but what's not fair is not fair.
They enjoy the shit that they receive.
No one on here enjoys the shit that they receive. With actual lolcows, they don't understand why people are mean. Most lolcows have the mentality of a child, and to them it's, why is everyone being mean to me? They do not recognize when they are being mean, which is partially what attracts the attention, because like a child, they can't really show any self-reflection. They will be really emotionally hurt when people throw shit on them, not realizing that often that they're getting shit because they're dishing shit out onto someone else, or because they're simply being eccentric and attracting the wrong kinds of attention. Sadly, the internet is not a safe place for the mentally weak, and it likely never will be. Because the world is not a safe place for the mentally weak. It is tragic that we still live in an age where we find the stupidest person among us and force them into a jester costume with bells so that they can dance for our amusement.
Well, it is fucking human nature. The point of laugh at the goofy retard being a goofy fucking idiot, so...
And it really sucks that, just like it was in medieval times, some people really want to see the jester bleed. Back in medieval times, they didn't call it a lolcow, but they did have they would call it a natural fool. Anyone who was a dwarf or a retard, you had a professional fool, which is like someone who was trained from a young age to be a clown. And then you had people who were just fucking freaks. like Christian. They've always been there, and they've always gotten the same shit. But like, what makes them lol cows is they don't fucking learn. They don't fucking adapt. And so they can be predictably lured off the same cliff again and again and again by sadists, who then excuse their own behavior, because no one wants to be a sadist, unironically. No one unironically
I do.
wants to be a sadist. All trolling aside. Because it's defective, because it's unhealthy. It's the sign of an inferior human being. It puts you basically on the same level as the lol cow. The idea is to be someone who is mocking the lol cow from the secure position of relative normalcy, not another monster in the gutter feeding on a weaker creature of that environment. In any case.
Gives them a boost of confidence, boost of energy.
Anyone else expect Mormon Shaggy to start moral fagging about the efficacies of pointing and laughing at idiots on the internet? No, just me. Oh, okay.
Because you know.
No. Some people are just like Christian would get trolled until he would literally pass out from the abuse.
What?
He would literally get psychologically beaten until he would pass out from it. Until he trooned out from it. Until he lost faith in humanity and, well, saw it for what it is, a race of monsters who are cursed to know right from wrong and do not always make that decision. Do not always make the correct decision. Christian ultimately fucked his mother because after the way people interacted with him, I imagine he just figured it's what anyone else would have done.
Okay, there were already signs that Christian really wanted to fuck his mom. In one of the various documentaries out there, I think it might have been the Geno Samuel one, I could be wrong. Anyway, at one point, it is heavily implied that the reason why Christian brought his mom to the fucking high school prom is just so he can fuck her afterwards. There were already signs that Christian was going to fuck his mom eventually. It may have taken him 20 years for him to finally fuck his mom, but Christian still had sex with his mom. It was always going to happen regardless of the fucking internet or not. Now, is there a chance that the internet might have played a role in Christian fucking his mom? Maybe. But if the signs were already out there long before Christian even became well known on the internet, or even before the internet became a part of Christian's life, then, well, you really can't fucking blame the internet for causing Christian to fuck mommy.
And that's fucked up, right? People do not crave abuse. No one craves abuse. Some people like pain.
The BDSM community says otherwise.
In like a sexual way. But no one gets energy from just, from that. And if you really believe that in any way, that the people you inflict emotional suffering on are asking for it, you know, it probably means you're one of the people that in a proper society would be institutionalized. You know, the village idiot is free to run around. We don't need to build prisons to lock up village idiots.
Okay, you hear that now? In Mormon Shaggy's just society, people like me who enjoy pointing and laughing at goofy idiots on the internet all live long day are gonna get thrown in the fucking funny farm.
It's the village idiot will not
Hey, maybe if I'm lucky I get to share the same cell with Medicare. Wouldn't that just be a blast?
become Christian unless we let sadists roam around. But we do need prisons for sadists.
You know what they say? Bad publicity is still publicity, nonetheless.
And here's the thing, right?
Now,
I don't know if Surfer's trying to run a show right now like that. But I think he should. Or at least I want him to. I can't say I think he should.
So you want Drunken Surfer to do a show where he just breaks out his homoerotic fan fiction diary and starts reading the various homoerotic fan fictions he's created for various internet personalities and other people in his life? You really want Drunken Surfer to do a fucking show like that? Again, that sounds pretty fucking gay to me. But I guess this is what Mormon Shaggy considers to be entertainment.
But I do want Surfer to sort of put on his own show. To really go the distance and put on a show that's similar in content to what he used to make with PPP. And Surfer will say, well, I can't do.
Well, the show he used to do with fucking PPP consisted of PPP rambling on about Ralph or fucking New Project 2 at the time or IP2 or America First, and every now and again Surfer would just give his hot fucking takes. I mean, unless you're considering maybe, This Week in Cuckoo or the fucking X-File reviews, maybe, but in terms of the general show that surrounded PPP and Surfer, that was pretty much it. PPP would ramble on and on and on about a fucking topic, and every now and again, Surfer would just do his little hot take there. That's it.
Do that, Shaggy. I can't do that. PPP's not around anymore. Well, no. But PPP hangs out with faggots. And if Robbie is in any indication, Surfer, you hang out with a lot of interesting people who might make for a better co-host. Maybe someone online. Axel and Daimo are doing like stuff together, and it's causing everyone on the internet to just obsess over them and spurg out. It's glorious. And whenever I fucking collaborate with someone, with Axel, shit gets a lot better. I get more views, more subscribers. Now, unfortunately, Surfer burned his bridge with Axel, and Axel's really good at creating good content. I would strongly advise Surfer to apologize to Axel, or try and.
Yes, let's have fucking Drunken Surfer apologize to DJ Axel for Drunken Surfer calling out DJ Axel for calling up Warhammer's parole officers so they can try to get Warhammer thrown in jail for being a racist on the internet. Yeah. Let's make Drunken Surfer do that. Yeah, because that's something fucking Drunken Surfer would do, right? Yeah.
Try and mend that bridge if it's possible. I need to stop eating these damn chips. But yeah, like, some of the biggest fucking mistakes he's made lately are burning the professional relationship he had with Ethan Ralph. That's not a friendship, but it was like a business relationship that could have borne fruit in time. And he also fucked up his friendship with Axel, who's not only a really good dude, but like, it's a dumb fucking position to be in. Because if you're gonna side,
Man has gay furry porn posters hanging up in his fucking shed in his parents' backyard, and there are fucking allegations that DJ Axel is into fucking kids. You expect me to believe that dude's fucking good? Sorry, I don't think so.
with Axel, like we did with this council bullshit, you're gonna get a lot of hate from a lot of people. And they're not gonna let you fucking take that Council of Evil fucking sticker off your shirt. They're gonna fucking say, like, the best you can hope for is that they forget you, like they did Deadman. Like, Deadman just gets ignored now and shit on whenever he shows up because he's a fucking retard. But like, I was really hoping that with this Council of Evil shit, Surfer would eventually end up doing, some sort of more, some sort of, some content that was more strictly for entertainment, like designed to be entertaining rather than him simply opening up YouTube and making that like a window into his life. Now, the reason I wanted to do this is for selfish reasons, obviously. I wanted good content. I wanted to see Ashton get felted. It's like watching a reality TV show, and over time you develop sort of an interest in some of the characters. But I know Surfer as a person, so it's like as a person, I'm not sure it's fucking wise for him to try and do that. Maybe what would be best for him is to just keep doing his fucking those gaming streams. I don't know. It's like what I do. I'm not really running a show. I'm just running my mouth on the internet. Like I'm just putting my thoughts out there. There's no guest list. There's no fucking music or intro or anything. Well, there's music, but it's just something I play. And I think that Surfer, if he somehow, like Andy Worski sucks balls. Andy Worski is one of the most retarded, hated men on the internet. Hated even by his own audience. And if he can create a show that's worth thousands just by fucking finding the right dude to do a show with, it shouldn't be that hard for Surfer. Personally, and this will never happen, I think he'd make a great co-host for some sort of religious-oriented show, but the guy fucking starts to hate me when we get into those religious debates. He really does not enjoy conflicting opinions when it comes.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Just to watch a very serious religious show with fucking Surfer. I'm sure that'll fucking end well there.
To religion as I do. I love talking to I love talking to people who have different religious beliefs. Surfer is very confident that outside of the beliefs that he holds now, there is no wisdom to be had. There is nothing to be learned. There is heresy. There is the truth, which is what he preaches, and then there are the misconceptions of others. That's the opposite way I come at it. I admit that I'm a fucking idiot. Like, I joined the church.
Well, at least you're honest with yourself.
Church that seemed cool. Like, that's my attitude towards religion. But I am the holiest man on the internet. Like, Surfer is just a common.
Okay, that's gonna be a huge fucking exit down on that end. Yeah, that's gonna be a huge fucking exit down on that. Anyone who claims to be the holiest man on the fucking internet is a fucking liar. And you should not fucking listen to anything they have to say on religion. Because it just shows you that they're not really the fucking religious type. They just want you to fucking listen to whatever the hell it is they want to ramble on about. And because they say that they're, the most religious person on the internet, that should fucking mean something to them. Like, I could say the same goddamn thing. Would any of you guys fucking believe me? No, you wouldn't. You would think I'm fucking full of shit. And rightfully so.
No, street preacher compared to me. But seriously, let's continue with this video here.
I am of the utmost belief that this is a question that we will never truly solve. I am of the utmost belief that this is indeed going to be one of the greatest mysteries of life that, frankly, no one will ever solve.
Well, no one likes being abused. You're a sadist. That's it. There's no mystery. Zoinks, you're a sadist.
No, the question being posed is we will never fucking find out why locals decide they're gonna be fucking locals on the internet and why they continue to do so, really. Now, you've already made some good points, but that's the general question. Why do locals decide that they want to be fucking locals on the internet?
Whether 10, 20, 50, 100, 1,000 years.
People aren't wondering. We've known for a long time why sadists do this shit. Gee, why would a sadist pick on the weak? Fuck, buddy, what a mystery. I don't know. Like, I think we need some of the greatest minds on that one.
From now, however long the internet stays up, there will always be people on there that decide they're going to go full retard. And there are always going to be people who want to point and laugh at said retards.
The problem is that retardation is in the eye of the beholder, so to speak. And when we abide by that too often, we start seeing everyone we don't like as a retard. And the entire fucking internet, or at least our side of it, becomes nothing but people pointing and laughing at each other spitefully. Not because it's funny. Not because there's any real laughter to be had. But because the point of the game becomes to ridicule others. That's how grossly offensive went from being one of the funniest people on here to someone I can basically smack around at will because he doesn't have any bants anymore. He's entirely predictable. He's going to say the most negative and hurtful thing you can think of. Consistently. Right? And that just means he's a salty bitch. Either he's really fucking pissed off, or he's fucked in the head, because why would you say that unless you were really pissed off or fucked in the head? And there's nothing funny about that. It's fucking boring, quite frankly. It's boring and really gay. Grossly offensive has been boring and gay for months. And I know that tends to happen when you have a kid. But, like, when most people have kids, they become, like, boring and gay in a really joyous way, in a really wholesome way. Grossly offensive seems determined to set the worst example possible for his kid so that his son essentially grows up to be Cog.
And we're never going to truly understand why said retard decided to be full retard on the internet.
Either they were retards or you just didn't like them. And hey, in such a system, maybe you were the retard all along.
But
I mean, if you are who we think you are, you walk around dressed up in 1940s LARP gear. Or is it 1880s? I forget. But, you know, you wear top hats and weird...
Okay, so because I have a fucking penguin avatar of said penguin wearing a top hat and a fucking tuxedo, and there is one photo of me circulating around the internet where I wore a fucking tuxedo one time, that automatically means that I wear the tuxedo often. I mean, yeah, I like to think I look good in a fucking suit, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna wear a suit all the goddamn time, unless, of course, I have a fucking job that requires me to wear the fucking suit all the goddamn time.
Weird clothes, and, like, you dress like you're in Fallout or fucking Red Dead Redemption. You worship Satan. I mean, you worship Satan.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. Did Mormon Shaggy just accuse me of being a Satanist? Did Mormon Shaggy just accuse me of worshipping the devil? That's gonna be one of the fucking stupidest goddamn things I fucking heard about me. And believe me, I've heard a lot of people say a lot of stupid shit about me over the fucking years. I'm not the most religious man on the fucking internet. Compared to Mormon Shaggy and Drunken Surfer. But if there's one thing Alistair Mycroft definitely is not, it's a fucking Satanist, okay?
Do we really need anything more than that if you are who we believe you to be? So, as far as going...
You know, then again, I could just not be the real Alistair Mycroft. You know, I could be a deep fake. I could be a undercover troll that's LARPing as Alistair Mycroft, and Alistair Mycroft fucking died years ago, so, you know.
Full retard on the internet. If you are who we think, you are in no position to be criticizing Surfer.
Okay, so just out of my curiosity, who exactly is this we in this situation? Because so far the only person who seems to be going on this gigantic tirade that I am not the person I am apparently am is just you? Who exactly is we here? Because so far the only person, again, that's going on this fucking tirade that I am not the person who Mormon Shaggy is accusing me of being is just fucking Mormon Shaggy. Unless, of course, he is referring to the multiple voices inside his fucking head, that is.
And if you are who we think, if he should respond to you, well, you'd have as much chance as Surfer did against Axel. But
every now and again,
I mean, that's how I'd call it. You could just be a troll who's using that name. It could be.
Yes, I could be just a fucking random troll out there that is using the name House Minecraft, because that makes fucking sense. Because everyone wants to be me, you know? Everyone secretly wants to be House or fucking Minecraft. Yeah, everyone always wants to be the fucking guy that simped for Aiden Paladin for about 2 years. Yeah.
A fake Mycroft. There's a lot of fake Shaggies out there. A lot of trolls, make their bones by stealing someone else's name and trying to tag it. Talent.
Okay, if there actually is someone out there right now that is trying to LARP as me, I just have to ask you one simple question. Why? Why do you think, for a moment, that the best way for you to become famous on the internet is to LARP as me? I'm sorry, but if you legitimately think that the best way to make it on the internet is to LARP as yours truly, then I think it's high time for you to start reevaluating your life choices. Okay?
Trolls. The sort of talentless, boring scum who just re-upload shit with mean commentary and call it content. Not even shit that's taken down, like shit that's still up. Only a total fucking faggot would do something like that.
again, you come across a very special individual, and you cannot help but say to yourself, "Oh, sweet summer child, what in God's name are you fucking doing?"
So this is the thing with Diogenes, right? Same thing. The joke is that, and if it is an act, it's a good one. The joke being, if someone criticizing a lolcow, while essentially being at the very least autistic as Anthony Legato, I wouldn't say that Anthony Legato made it acceptable to be to hate someone for being dysfunctional because you yourself are also dysfunctional. That was not normalized by Anthony Legato. That was normalized by Ashton Parks. But it was sort of pioneered by him. And people who seek to make a parody of that, or who are similar to that, I've noticed that people who are highly autistic and cannot hide it really hate lolcows. And I can understand.
You heard it here, folks. If you enjoy pointing and laughing at lolcows on the internet, you're not doing it because you find the lolcow being a complete and total idiot entertaining. Oh, no. It's because deep down you're secretly autistic and secretly you are indeed the big motherfucking mad. At least according to Mormon Shaggy, that is.
Why? It's like looking at a funhouse mirror. It's like the lolcow exists entirely to make fun of autism. It's like they're walking around. It's like
What?
how black people feel about people who do coon comedy. they feel it's race treachery. But with autistics, they look at lolcows and they're like, why are you doing this? Why are you making us all look bad? We already have it bad.
Yeah, there are some autists out there who hate locals because of the bad representation said locals are fucking giving, autism in general. But for the most part, people laughing at locals is no different than the fucking freak shows back in the 1800s. Everyone wants to see, the fucking bearded lady. Everyone wants to see the fucking dwarfs. Everyone wants to fucking see the alligator man. People want to fucking look at freaks because they want to look at the bizarre. They want to look at things that are not normal. People are always going to be entertained by things that are fucking abnormal. Again, they did this with the fucking freak shows back in the 1800s. They're doing this shit now with fucking locals on the internet. And I can imagine in 100 to 200 years from now, there's going to be another sort of weird abnormality that people are just going to fucking be amazed at. Because that's how human beings are. We are fascinated by the abnormal and the strangeness in this fucking world we live in.
Bad enough. I swear, no one hates a lolcow like someone who's severely autistic. But the thing about it is, well,
hear that, Sweet Squad fans? Turns out Mr. Maneker is big old autist. Not ironically. No. He's a big old retard. He's a big old fucking autist, and he makes fun of fucking diaper furs because he himself is a gigantic fucking autist. There, Mister. Yeah.
well, lolcows are universally sort of endearing. They're so stupid they make you laugh because they're a clown. Autistic people are often just really nasty. Just not always, but autism is a disorder, and if you don't treat it, it's like diabetes. If you don't watch that shit, you start to rot. You start to decay internally. And
you hear that? If you're a nasty, vile human being, it's not because you're a nasty, vile human being. No. It's because you have autism and you never got a chance to fucking treat said autism. Really learning a lot from Mormon Shaggy, the wannabe fucking psychiatrist here.
With certain diseases, it's the body, and others, it's the personality. Autistic people either learn to be very socially proficient because they have to actually learn, and they're very good at rules. They're very good at learning systems of behavior and such, or they never bother to learn and they become the most antisocial people ever. Now, what many autists don't understand is, like, as they said, as Arthur Fleck said, I forget exactly how he said it, but
imagine fucking quoting Joker 2019 unironically. Just imagine that.
Saddest thing about being crazy is people expect you to act like you're not. All lolcows, all real lolcows are insane. By definition. People who are severely autistic and spiteful are not insane. They are very sane. They are not functional. They are severely dysfunctional. They are fucked up. And they do far more damage to the internet and in general than any lolcow ever will. Now, well, not any lolcow. People like Nick Bate and unfortunately Chris Chan do prove that some of these tards are capable of genuine evil. But anyway, I just get the feeling that much like Diogenes, much like Diogenes I think is putting on an act. And I like Diogenes. I very much like his act. I think it's hilarious. I think if that is an act, he is one of the most talented showmen. He's putting on a show that's still, like, willing to do a fucking little song and dance routine. I think what honestly happened is that Medeker, being a bit autistic himself, didn't realize that the dude was playing a character and took it all fucking personal. But Brian Dunn is a better example.
See, you heard it here. Just because Menaker likes pointing and laughing at idiots on the internet, that means that Menaker himself is a fucking autist by default.
Brian Dunn is severely fucking autistic. Severely autistic. Brian Dunn...
And a massive homosexual, I might add.
...has character traits that, if they're revealed, people will point at him and laugh. He'll be humiliated. Like, he's a gay dude who's only sexually turned on by straight men. Who also has, like,
I mean, if Brian Dunn was indeed a fucking gay man, then how come he's married with a wife and has a child? That doesn't make sense to me.
far right-wing beliefs. Calls himself King of Pole, right? It's more like King of Pole, P-O-L-E, but, like, we can make jokes at his expense all day. That's not the fucking point I'm making here. The thing with Brian Dunn that's immediately apparent is how he will fucking, despite it having a man with a history like his, a history so fucking bizarre and grotesque, I'm not even going to bother to go into it, still thinks he has the right to be some sort of moral arbiter over who can hang out with who, and who should be doing what, and who's a fucking PDF file, and all that shit, right?
Well, you're kind of doing the same thing when it comes to fucking locales. You know, you say that people like fucking Menaker is automatically an autist because he points and laughs at stupid, goofy people on the internet. Who gave you that fucking right to do so? Are you a fucking psychiatrist? Did you go to fucking medical school to train to become a psychiatrist? I didn't think so, Shaggy. Last time I checked, you live in a fucking trailer. Okay? You don't have a fucking PhD in psychiatry, so who gave you the fucking right to determine who is a locale and who is not a locale, who is autistic and who is not autistic? Who gave you that fucking right? Definitely wasn't me.
Because he's genuinely got blind spots. He's genuinely oblivious to the very real fact that anyone else would be aware of, that someone with that history shouldn't be on the internet preaching morality, especially when he hasn't even disavowed the shit he's done. And I think this guy going at Surfer here, you know, again, if he is who we think he is, he walks around dressed like he's from another time period. Surfer doesn't do that.
Yes, if I am indeed the real Alistair Mycroft, and if I am indeed a man who walks around in fucking tuxedos all the time, then I have no right whatsoever to criticize Surfer's homosexual fan fictions there. At least according to Mormon Shaggy, that is.
And if you're going around dressed like you're from another time period, you shouldn't be calling anyone else a lolcow. You really, really shouldn't. It's not a good look. I mean, it's already not a good look dressing like you're from a different time period, but that just makes it so much worse if you're going to do that and then accuse anyone else of being, like, eccentric to the point of being bizarre. That's not to say the guy's stupid. The guy's about to make some very good points. The reason I'm featuring this video is because he makes some points that I wanted to comment on. Some shit I disagree with. Some shit I think is spot on. Anyway, continuing.
Case in point, the topic of today's video, Mr. Drunken Surfer. Now, as we speak right now, Drunken Surfer is in the midst of doing his very own live stream. It's about 2 hours in. I caged a little bit of it earlier, which is why I'm making this video. And let me just say, holy shit, this man has gone off the deep end. Because Drunken Surfer decided in his infinite wisdom that he's going to fire up a stream to defend Mr. Warhammer. Because, according to Drunken Surfer now, Mormon Shaggy and DJ Axel had the audacity to call up Warhammer's parole officer, tell Warhammer's parole officer that he's such a terrible person, a racist, Adolf Hitler 2.0.
No, here's the honest truth there. Yes, John Case is a racist. He's also severely mentally ill. Unfortunately, in the United States, being severely mentally ill will not get you locked up.
And neither is being a racist, unless, of course, Warhammer decides he's gonna fucking beat the shit and start murdering black people and other people he deserves to be exterminated. Then yeah, he would be locked up for that. But being a racist, especially on the internet, is not a fucking crime in the United States of America. As much as Morbid Shaggy here would clearly like it to be.
No point will they lock you up simply because you're severely mentally ill. They will do everything they possibly can to lock you up if they think you're a racist, which John Case is. And
again, it's not illegal for you to be a racist, especially on the internet in the United States of America. Anywhere else in the world, yes. But if you're just doing a fucking YouTube video and you're starting to ramble on about why the Jews need to be gassed or why we need to bring back slavery, you're not going to get fucking arrested for that. If that were the fucking case, fucking people like Richard Spencer and fucking Jared Taylor and Nick Fuentes and every single one of them, they legit be in fucking jail right now. But they're not. Because again, being a racist, especially on the internet, is not a fucking crime. It's never been a crime, it'll never be a fucking crime. Why do you think we have the fucking First Amendment for a reason? It's so we can curtail the government from not going after people like fucking Warhammer. Just because you fucking say abhorrent shit on the internet or say abhorrent shit in general does not mean you deserve to be fucking thrown in a fucking jail cell for saying such shit.
I do want him locked up. So...
Why? Well, what has Warhammer done recently that warrants him deserving of being locked up and thrown in a jail cell? What has Warhammer done that makes you believe that he is indeed a danger to society? You said it yourself, the only reason why fucking you and DJ Axel called up his fucking parole officer is so you can complain that he's being a fucking racist on the internet. So what? You don't think people tried to do that with Ethan Ralph's parole officer? And what happened? Oh wait. Ethan Ralph managed to get off of parole without once going back to jail. And he's still a free man now. Again, you know, I honestly think Morbid Shaggy is quite oblivious to the fact that he literally pulled an SJW tactic and he just does not fucking see it that way.
Considering he is mentally ill, which they'll do nothing about, and he is racist, and you know, that's basically, for all intents and purposes, thought crime in America now. It would be stupid of me to report him to the police and neglect to bring that up.
Drunk a surfer, you know, him being the pious man that he is, decided he wasn't gonna...
Okay, just because a thought crime like that might get you arrested in the fucking UK or Canada does not mean it's gonna get you arrested in the fucking United States. We have the fucking First Amendment for a reason. That's the reason why the fucking First Amendment is there. It's so it prevents the fucking government, it prevents the police from locking up people like Warhammer for being racist on the internet. Now again, if Warhammer were to follow up his little racist statements by taking a fucking assault rifle and shooting up fucking a school full of black kids, then he would be charged with a hate crime. And that everything he ever said about black people on the internet will be used as evidence against him in his fucking trial. But if Warhammer just primarily sticks to just being racist on the internet, then he is in no fucking trouble from the law.
Put up with this. He wasn't gonna allow Warhammer, the retard, his words, not mine, just leaving a little disclaimer here.
Why, you don't think Warhammer's retarded?
I think if anyone's retarded in the situation, it's honestly gonna have to go to you, because you legitimately and wholeheartedly believe that you could fucking get Warhammer arrested by complaining that he's being a racist on the internet in the United States of America. Last time I checked, Warhammer's still free, man, so, yeah, it's quite obvious you're a little gay out fell apart there. There, surfer. Fucking shaggy shit.
People claim that Warhammer the retard's a good little boy. Wouldn't even harm a fly. He even says it, Warhammer's just a harmless retard. Which is interesting, because if Warhammer is a harmless retard, then why the hell does Warhammer have a parole officer up for?
Yeah, there we go. See, this guy's not stupid. Like I said, I don't know if this is... Like, I've got... Like, Surfer's my friend, so I'm gonna obviously have some bias here. But the guy basically says the same shit I did. And if this guy can see...
Obviously, if Warhammer was quote-unquote harmless, as Drunken Surfer likes to say, he would not need a parole officer, but what would I know? But, okay, it's a pretty and open shut case, right? DJ Actual and Mormon Shaggy decide they're gonna fucking call up Warhammer's parole officer and start crying into the void that Warhammer's a big old clan member.
Well, it was a good idea. Turned out to be a great idea.
Yeah, you say it was a great idea. Meanwhile, Warhammer's still a free fucking man, and you look like a complete and total fucking SJW. Great job there, stupid.
A few days later, I get swatted. And I guarantee you, had I not been calling the police about war...
And again, when Mormon Shaggy says that he's been swatted, the only person that we have proof that Mormon Shaggy's been swatted is just Mormon Shaggy saying it. So, unless there's evidence that support the claim that Mormon Shaggy was indeed 100% swatted, we're gonna have to tuck and take his claim with a gigantic fucking massive pinch of salt.
Hammer days before that happened, and it would have happened regardless. Okay, let's not get any bullshit from Euros about me provoking Warhammer. Warhammer doesn't need to be provoked. That's not how he acts, right? He's literally a deranged retard. A chimp with a machine gun. He should be off the internet. He should be taken away from it. Well, you all heard...
Why, though? Well, what makes you think that Warhammer is a deranged chimp with a machine gun? Well, what makes you believe that Warhammer is indeed the deranged chimp that deserves to get thrown away into some insane asylum somewhere? I could say the same thing about you, and I highly doubt anyone would fucking believe me if I did not present evidence to support my claim that you were fucking bonkers and you deserve to be locked up in a funny farm for the rest of your life. So, again, where is this evidence that Warhammer is indeed an insane chimp with a machine gun that needs to get off of the internet forever?
Heard that they didn't give a fuck. You all heard the way the cops did not give a fuck about what Warhammer is doing. I guarantee you they give a fuck now. Because...
The cops do not give a flying fuck about what Warhammer is doing because, again, it is not illegal to be racist, especially on the internet in the United States of America. It's illegal in places like the UK or Canada or anywhere else, but in the good old US of A, you can be fucking racist and you cannot go to jail. Why do you think the fucking KKK... Why do you think there's still fucking Klan rallies out there in the fucking open? Okay? Why? Because, again, it's not illegal to be racist in the good old US of A.
When it's just fucking Shaggy calling them and complaining that someone's making fun of them on the internet, I look stupid. And I knew I looked stupid, but
You do look fucking stupid. Especially for trying to get Warhammer thrown in jail for something that's not even a crime in the United States of America.
I also knew that Warhammer really is stupid, no matter how stupid I look. And I knew that he would keep escalating
Just because you call Warhammer stupid does not exclude the fact that you are indeed a gigantic fucking idiot.
shit. And I also knew that when the cops actually have to fucking mobilize, get off their asses, and do something, they get real pissed off about that. Cops don't like having to spend time doing shit that when it's fucking. Well, they don't like to fucking have to do shit when it's their job to do shit. They definitely don't want to waste their time on this kind of bullshit. So,
Exactly. Which is why it honestly wouldn't surprise me if sometime in the near future you get locked up for wasting the police's valuable fucking time because you're a fucking salty bitch that Warhammer is racist on the internet.
um, you know what? There is no current proof that that was Warhammer. Some people are saying it was PPP's tranny girlfriend. Personally, I think that's bullshit. I think it was Warhammer.
Okay. Even if PPP had a girlfriend, and even if said girlfriend of PPP was a fucking tranny, what makes you think she would give a flying fuck about who you are? What makes you fucking think she would even care who you fucking are? And even if she knew who you were, and even if she did indeed care who you were, what makes you think she would go so far as to fucking swat you? Okay? That's the most fucking ridiculous goddamn claim I've heard from this man yet, and this is the same guy who not that long ago called me a fucking Satanist. And apparently I had a bad upbringing.
But because I'd been calling the cops on Warhammer, the police knew who was trying to swat me. They knew what was going on. They knew not to break down my fucking door. It was because I was calling Warhammer, crying out into the void, that I didn't get shot, that my dog isn't dead, that all sorts of stupid shit didn't happen, right? Like, at first I thought, well, I've been arrested enough times, and it's the cop who's arrested me who called me before, so. But then I thought, well, it might also be the fact that, literally the day before this happened, I was telling the police, hey, this dude's harassing me online. So now that the police are all annoyed that they had to come out here for nothing, my attitude is, well, there's nothing I can do about it. You know who's doing it, or at least you got a pretty damn good suspect. So, I mean, I've been told it's a secret cabal of Satanists. I've been told it's some schizophrenic super hacker in Hungary, right? But those look like zebras to me. I think it was John Keese being retarded. That's my honest take there. And I think that
Okay, so it's no longer the fucking tranny girlfriend of PPP. Now it's a fucking cabal of Satanists. And at the same time, there's a possibility that it could be some fucking schizophrenic Hungarian. You see, this is what I think happened. I think the fucking police department that Mormon Shaggy was constantly calling into to complain about Warhammer being a racist was fucking fed up with him. So what they did was they got into fucking contact with the local police department of Mormon Shaggy's area, and they decided, hey, we got this dude, Mormon Shaggy, who was constantly fucking complaining and bitching and moaning that he's calling us because of some dude that he hates being a racist on the internet. He's wasting our fucking valuable time. Can you go get him locked up? And that's what I think happened, because remember, it is a fucking crime to waste the fucking valuable time of the police.
crying out into the void was a great idea in retrospect. I'm glad I listened to Axel on that one.
Drunken Surfer decides he's going to put his fucking foot down. He's going to fire up a live stream. He's going to proclaim to the world that what they did was wrong. And how they should be ashamed of themselves for going after Warhammer the retard. Now, the normal people, such as myself and you viewing this video, you would figure that would be the case, right? Go live, what he had to say, condemn Mormon Shaggy and DJ Axel for what they did, and just say fuck it.
No, that was a very bad idea. That was the first big mistake he made. I disagree. Surfer should...
So it was a fucking mistake for Surfer to defend his friend from you and DJ Axel going full SJW on Warhammer? Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad idea to me, but then again, what would I know? I'm Alistair Mycroft, the person who may not be indeed Alistair Mycroft, and I am also a fucking Satanist, so...
not have done that. Surfer should have waited until afterwards and made his feelings known to us in a private Discord server. Chat is a fucking whore. Chat is a cheap, bitchy whore that needs a constant backhand to the mouth to be kept in line.
See, and this is why Mormon Shaggy here is never really gonna make it on the fucking internet. This is why Mormon Shaggy doesn't have what it takes to be a popular streamer or someone like PPP. Because anyone with half a fucking brain cell knows that the real people who make it or break it for you in terms of your little internet career is your fucking audience. It's your fucking chat. Why do you think people like fucking PPP and countless others give Ralph shit for turning on his chat? It's because Ralph turns on his fucking chat. It should be common knowledge that under no circumstances do you in any way, shape, or form turn on your fucking audience unless, of course, you secretly wanted to fucking destroy everything you have ever fucking built.
A real pimp, a pimp nigga, as the OGs call them.
Shaggy, you are whiter than the fucking moon. You have no right whatsoever to call yourself a real pimp nigga.
Does not, involve trifling hoes in his business. If Surfer had pimp game, as Pastor Ashton referred to it, if he was on his pimp game, he would know never to involve chat in something like this. You know, pimps keep their business among other pimps. They don't involve the hoe.
Maybe the reason why Surfer decided to get in the chat involved is so he can highlight to his fucking audience the faggotry that was going on between you and fucking DJ Axel. And you know something? I really can't say I blame the fucking dude, because if I was drunk and Surfer and I was in that situation, I would do the exact same thing too. Except for, not even mentioning the weird homoerotic shit that Surfer did.
That's why Hypa isn't in the Council of Evil. Right? He should have just fucking...
Do people even care who the fuck Hypa is anymore? I sure as shit don't. And frankly, no one should. Hypa is the most irrelevant bitch out there. She's more Vulcan irrelevant than Mandy Dean. And Mandy's been dead for a year. Allegedly.
Waited till we were done. Or at most, when we called him, when he went live, he should have said, guys, I really don't want to be involved. And it's like what Daimo did was the perfect way to back off. He said, are you guys fucked? Like, this is fucked. I don't agree with this. And then he left. He left dramatically, and I thought that was going to be the big dramatic exit for the day, was the Daimo leaving the council for like 15 minutes. But like, then Surfer goes live. And while, yeah, going against the council publicly was a bad idea, especially because, Ashton is watching. What he did...
Okay, who really gives a shit about the fucking Council of Evil? The people that make up the fucking Council of Evil are like what? Daimo, Ghoul, Mormon Shaggy, DJ Axel, ooh. Real fucking spooky there. Hide your kids, get in the fucking basement. The fucking Council of Evil with Mormon Shaggy and Ghoul's gonna fucking come after you.
Next was a real fuck up.
Live stream there, right? Well, no. Because you see, instead of doing, what any sane rational person would have done in that situation, you know? Just say, hey, DJ Axel and Mormon Shaggy called up Warhammer's parole officer and went full SJW, crying that he's a racist. That's not fucking cool. I disavow. You motherfuckers should be ashamed of yourselves.
Well, no, any sane or rational person would say Warhammer shouldn't be on here. You know, under normal circumstances, if someone went that far, if you're following the logic this guy is appealing to,
You're not really providing evidence as to why Warhammer deserves to be kicked off of the internet. I can go on a gigantic fucking tirade making up random shit that I pulled out of my ass saying why you need to get off of the fucking internet. Actually, you know what? No, I could just ramble on and on and on and on and on and why about why you deserve to get kicked off of the internet, and no one would fucking listen to me because again, I am not providing evidence that supports my claim that you deserve to get kicked off of the fucking internet. So no one's gonna fucking listen to you when it comes to the fucking Warhammer shit because again, you are not providing evidence that Warhammer deserves to get kicked off of the internet other than you claiming that Warhammer is insane.
you drive to that person's house and you handle shit yourself. You know, because there's internet bullshit and then there's harassing people in real life. And if someone harasses you in real life, you handle that shit in real life.
Okay, so is Mormon Shaggy now implying that he would really like to go up to Warhammer's house and beat the shit out of him for harassing him on the internet? Is that what's going on right now? So that it definitely sounds like to me, you know. Bit hypocritical that you literally called the cops on Warhammer for being a racist. Now here you are, basically implying that you would like to go over to Warhammer's house and club him like a baby seal for quote unquote harassing you on the internet.
Now, that's how men deal with men. But the thing is, Warhammer is not a man. If you've got a kid, a neighborhood kid, who's constantly breaking windows, you call the police. You don't beat the kid up. You don't arm another kid with a baseball bat and have him beat the kid up. You don't take it to the kid's parents and beat the kid's parents up. You call the fucking police. That's what a sane and rational person does. And Warhammer is basically an 8-year-old. Warhammer is an 8-year-old who is doing very fucking bad things.
Yes, Warhammer is a 8-year-old who is also a fucking psychopath and a gigantic racist.
And we need the police to take care of it because his parents won't. That's what it is. That's what it is. And that's what any sane or rational person would think. Any sane or rational person wouldn't think, oh, SJWs, oh, no. That's what someone who's severely online would think.
And that would have been the end.
Well, I'm not wrong when it comes to calling you a fucking SJW because, again, this is the exact type of shit fucking SJWs would do. You are literally ripping a page from a SJW fucking how-to guide, and you are literally applying this shit to fucking Warhammer. Now, thankfully for Warhammer, your fucking little gay up fell apart really fucking fast.
But no, instead, Surfer decided that instead of doing what any regular person would have done, he decided he was going to break out his weird internet fan fiction book and start telling tales of how he fantasizes about Mormon Shaggy sticking his finger up the ass of DJ Axel and playing with DJ Axel's prostate.
Yeah, Surfer is now writing homoerotica about me and Axel. No, not really. I could go on with that joke, but I'm not here to rip on Surfer. But Surfer did describe graphic homosexual relations between me and Axel for 2 hours. And I thought this was shockingly gay. I was thinking, stop doing this. Not for my sake. I mean, there was no way for me to get through to him. because anything I said to him, he'd just say, "Well, you're coping, bro," with a big arrogant smile on his face, not realizing he was eating a plate full of shit and I was trying to get him to put the fork down. It's just his face covered in shit and a big toothy grin. It's like, "Well, you're coping." It's like, "No, surfer, you're eating your own shit. Stop eating your own shit," right? But alas, there's nothing I could do. Surfer kept describing these gay homosexual acts for 2 hours. Imagine if I did that bit I just did for 2 damned hours. Just doing nothing but describing that meal to you. At first, it's a little funny, but I guarantee you, if I did it for that long, people would start thinking I was gay. And they would be right to do so.
Yes, really. And he made sure that everyone knew that he has these fantasies about Mormon Shaggy sticking his finger up DJ Axel's butthole so he can massage his prostate, because he repeated it quite a couple of times.
Like, yeah, people notice, dude. Like, I can tell he was upset, but like he not only continued to use that joke, but he kept using that joke until I literally had to turn it against him. I don't think he'll be using it again. Because not only is it a pretty rancid joke, but I'm not. He can. It's one that can be easily ripped out of his hands and used against him. In numerous ways. Um, I'll defend Surfer where it's appropriate. This is not. I can't say this enough. This is not to shit on Surfer. This is not a disavowal of Surfer. This is simply a disagreement with him. I genuinely think that him calling me a faggot for 2 hours while describing gay sex between me and another man was a terrible optics disaster, and it seems to be one in
Oh, you don't say now, do you?
a list of seemingly bad decisions, and I just don't know what's going on. Just concerned. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, it's fucking obvious, you know? Surfer had a fucking mental breakdown when he was trying to defend his friend Warhammer the retard.
Keep in mind also that this is coming from a quote-unquote Christian white nationalist. He was literally wearing a fucking Murdoch t-shirt while he was fucking rambling on about the sick, weird fantasies he has of Mormon Shaggy and DJ Axel.
Many men have sexual fantasies about me. That doesn't necessarily mean you're gay. I am.
Many men have sexual fantasies about Mormon Shaggy, but that does not make the men in question gay. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Many men have sexual fantasies about Mormon Shaggy. Just because they do that does not mean that the men in question are homosexual. Do I even need to explain why that's fucking wrong? Do I even need to explain why that is why that is one fucking stupid ass statement? Do I really need to? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So you know what? I'm not going to.
am the holiest man in the sector.
That's going to be a huge X to down on that.
But if this is the thing, you shouldn't be describing it on the internet, or people will call you a homo.
And aside from that as well, Surfer also decided he was gonna call out DJ Axel for not being the man he said that he is. He went on and on about how DJ Axel isn't the man with nothing to lose.
Now, this is a point that's actually a really good one. Axel has enemies. Some people. Axel's a very polarizing person. You either think he's the funniest dude on the internet, or you think he's like internet Satan. Apparently, gay as that is, but
So you heard Mormon Shaggy here. You can only have two opinions when it comes to fucking DJ Axel. You can either think he is the funniest man on the fucking internet, or you can think he is the devil incarnate. You can't have any other opinion of him. You can either think A, he's the funniest shit out there, or B, he is fucking Satan incarnate.
if you're gonna defend Axel, if you're gonna defend someone like with a rep like that, that's like the people who hate Axel are never going to fucking forgive you. They might fucking beg you and flatter you while they're trying to get you to do something they want you to do, but once you've done that, they discard you because you don't hate Axel for the pure reasons that they hate Axel. You only hate Axel because he's not being nice to you anymore. Even that's the reason. That's why they hate Axel. But it's stupid because.
Okay, well, what if I were to say that DJ Axel is a boring faggot? Does this mean I still have to worry about the anti-DJ Axel brigade trying to fuck up my shit?
Well, you know, I'll let this guy make his point until I interrupt him again.
You know, he doesn't give a fuck what happens to him anymore. DJ Axel apparently lives in a shed in his parents' backyard.
Still a noble.
And the only thing he does other than live stream.
Just because you live in a fucking shed inside your parents' backyard and you have gigantic fucking homoerotic furry posters hanging up on the walls of said shed does not make you really a fucking noble. Delusional people, maybe. But but classify yourself as noble? Yeah, no, not seeing it.
And shooting the shit with his friends in Discord servers is apparently he grows cereals. I have no idea how the fuck Surfer came across that information. It's interesting if that is indeed the case, but also apparently DJ Axel really doesn't give a fuck about the police because apparently the police can't do anything to him. DJ Axel likes to claim he is untouchable, which is absolutely interesting, seeing as how there are allegations going around that DJ Axel is indeed a pedophile.
Bullshit allegations.
So either DJ Axel is really trying to, be a macho man. No, I'm untouchable. The police cannot, stop him, or the Norwegian authorities really do not give a flying fuck about child molesters. Yeah.
Or it could be that Axel is, not a child molester. The Norwegian government do not have time for this woke bullshit, this SJW bullshit, as you put it. And it's also that, again, it's not a joke. He comes from a minor noble family that still carries some weight in Norway. And they're not going to arrest the dude unless he's actually committed a crime. He's not immune from the...
So, because DJ Axel comes from a minor noble family, which apparently still holds some weight in Norway, that means the police are not going to arrest DJ Axel unless he commits a fucking crime. That's pretty much anyone everywhere in the entire fucking world. with the exception of totalitarian hellholes. But yeah, you don't have to be a fucking noble to not get arrested for not committing a crime.
Law, but he is immune from being hassled by the law, so to speak. Unless Axel is out and about fucking up his community, the community will not fuck with him. He has the right to a peaceful life so long as he lets others have a peaceful life, which, well, supposedly guaranteed to everyone in the civilized world, that's not really so guaranteed under Faggot's rule. Axel is not worried about getting arrested because some Americans are pissed that he posted a cartoon. He's not at all concerned that the cops are going.
So GTA Axel doesn't have to worry about getting the cops called on him for posting a cartoon. I wonder what kind of cartoon it might have been. Let's see. I'm constantly hearing allegations of DJ Axel being a child molester. Something to do with cartoons. Gonna be Lolicon. Gonna be Shotokan. Gonna be one of those types. Could be one of those types. And I also find it very hilarious and very hypocritical that Shaggy, DJ Axel isn't gonna go to fucking jail for posting, pictures of cartoons there. Meanwhile, last year, didn't he expose yourself for being a child molester, for being a degenerate, for posting Powerpuff Girl porn in his Discord server? Last time I checked, the Powerpuff Girls are a cartoon, aren't they? Yeah.
To raid his cabin because someone called them saying that he shot his girlfriend or some shit. He doesn't have to worry about shit like that because, there's a level of deference shown to his family. I've seen his family crest and shit. It's pretty cool. But, also it's their police are from the same village. Like, the first officers to respond would be people who've lived there their whole life and would probably know if Axel had a girlfriend to begin with. It's a small village where he lives. So, that's why Axel doesn't get arrested, is because, they have a jail, they have some cops there, but, no one's gonna drive out miles. No one's going to put together the sort of fucking gas expenses and court expenses that would be necessary to charge someone for anything other than an actual fucking crime that caused actual fucking damage. There are no bullshit laws in Norway when it comes to remote fucking areas. And where Axel lives is very remote, I'll tell you that.
Make of that what you will. But when you take a look back at Surfer and everything that has happened to him, it really doesn't surprise me that he would have a mental breakdown. The one he's having right now. At least, I assume he has. Maybe he finally fucking calmed down, Maybe he finally took his fucking happy pills. I don't know. But, just the other day.
Well, the call lines are still open. You can still call in at any time. I don't look at chat. If you're trying to get my attention in chat, you really, really feel you need to say something to me, you can actually interrupt the show by calling me on Discord at Mormon Shaggy #0397. That is Mormon Shaggy #0397. Come scare me in the street, right? Come fucking derail the show if you want. But you're not gonna get to do it from chat. I'll give chat some fucking attention on the rewatch. I'll give chat some fucking attention maybe at the end of the show if I want to. But, beyond that, nah. Chat's my bitch. Chat is my bitch.
Booted off of round.
Yeah, chat's definitely your bitch. It's not the other way around or anything.
Show.
When you guys are paying me, then I'm your bitch. When you guys want to fucking throw money at me, then I'll be a clown for you. But at that point, I've accepted the job. I've set up the fucking PayPal system. I've set up the Dono system, the super berries, the fucking lemons, whatever the fuck they're calling them these days, right? Once you see that, once I'm asking you to pay me, then you have the right to say that that I'm Chat's bitch. But until then, Chat is my bitch. Because I'm not making any fucking money here.
And
Shaggy
afterwards,
don't dance for
decided
free.
he was going to go on some long fucking tirade about how Surfer's a fucking snake, which is ironic and fucking hilarious as hell, seeing as how one of the other people in said call on Ralph's show was Baked Alaska, confirmed federal informant. I mean, for fuck's sakes, even Geek Fudo of all people was in that fucking, call, and he was dabbing on Surfer. Anyone remember Geek Fudo? I'm surprised I do, in all honesty.
He was kind of bitter. He was an emotionally needy person who latched onto Andy Worski, which is a terrible idea. Just the worst fucking idea possible. A spiteful, emotionally needy, dysfunctional person who, by some stroke of fucking insanity, looks at Andy Worski and sees someone with whom he can have a friendship. Andy Worski is a reptile. But yeah, that's the story of Geek Thulu. Is a man who was too fucking oblivious to realize he was cozying up to a snake. I don't know. Boring story, really.
Hell, the last time I really paid attention to fucking Geek Thulu was about a year ago, when he apparently did a fucking live stream claiming to anyone that really cared that he was going to be leaving the internet.
Don't care.
And the only people he managed to get on to say goodbye to him, apparently.
You say you don't care, meanwhile you're still listening to me giving a fucking backstory about Geek Thulu to people who may not be familiar with Geek Thulu. Okay, Shaggy.
Was
come on,
Adonis Paul.
No one cares.
Stretch and fucking Monday Matt.
Come on.
Oh, and we also cannot forget about the...
Alright, you know what? I'm about ready to fucking pass out with this shit. I think you get what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, this was one hell of a fucking segment here. Anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep now. Oh shit, this fucking dude really knows how to drain me. Anyway, catch you guys in the next one.